Hey, Katie Kate, how you doing? Tressa, how you doing? Oh, Katie Kate, don't neglect your homework. Hey, Deborah. Hey there, Calvin. Yo, I'm sorry. I texted this person before I decided to go live. Hey, Vivian. How are y'all doing? Y'all, Lupe, hey. Actually, and I don't know if it's coming across, but this thing is a nightgown and it is old as hell. It's like the ex and I were together 16 years, and then we've been apart for 3 years. And I had this a long time ago. It's a good 28 years old. I think it was a gift from the kid when she was really little, and I've just had it ever since. Hey, Michelle, who's this person? What person? Thank you. It's like super sheer, so I got my daughter blanket on me. It's like a comforter, not a comforter. It's an old bedspread, like aren't you a nosy Rosie? Actually, it was Smash Mama. Katie Kate, I got something to tell y'all. I was gonna put it in the title, but I don't like doing I just felt like it would be clickbait because that's not the only thing we're gonna talk about. But y'all almost went to the ER this weekend. Right, Vivian? Well, this is an overshare, but the only time I wear the nightgown is when I'm walking around the house. Because of the fibro, my hips get tender, so I always have to keep switching sides. And by the time I wake up, this thing is like to my neck, twisted around. So I don't know if she'll join me, y'all. All right, Calvin. Okay, here's what happened. I know some of y'all watch every single one of my videos. The last video I did was the haul, right? And if you look back, I was wearing a pair of button jeans. Normally, when I wear pants, they're the elastic ones. I'm a big person, and those are the most comfortable. But as I was losing weight, I bought me a pair of regular with a zipper and a little button thingy at the top. Hadn't worn it in a while, and I told y'all that I've gained like 5 or 6 pounds. No, more like 8. I'm gonna be honest. So when I pulled them up and buttoned them, they were a little tight, but they were fine. So we get home, and I want to get the haul going before everybody gets tired. So I start the haul. The kid takes off into the kitchen to do something, and the niece is pooped out because she's on new medication. So she stays super tired. So she's sitting in my recliner, and I was going to ask them for help, but they normally ask me to help. So anyway, the first thing y'all see me, one of the first things, because I can't remember now, was that big jug of laundry soap. So it was on the floor. And if you work retail, they tell you when you pick something up, lift with your legs and put it in your green zone, meaning from your neck to your waist, close to your body. Well, I leaned over to pick up this jug with a straight arm. So my arm's killing me because of the shoulder. And when I do, it's like doing a stomach crunch. And I bent over. The band of the jeans dug into my gut and my sides, like all the way around. And when I picked it up, I already knew something was wrong. That's why I said, I'm not picking up those crystals bending over. Then my dumbass does it again with that big old heavy bag. And I felt like it had done it again. So I was in a lot of pain, but I wanted to go ahead and get through the hall since I hadn't done one on Sunday. That's why I got a little snippy and I laid back for a second and I said, y'all just stay there and don't help me. Remember that smart ass comment I did, and then I apologized. Well, after the haul, I took my pants off right away and I kept telling the kids something's wrong. I don't know what it is. I just felt this excruciating pain all the way around, almost like I had a giant bruise all the way around my body. So I waited and the pain just started getting worse. So my first thought was gallbladder because I had the wraparound pain. And I kept telling the kid, I don't know if, like when you poke yourself to do a blood test and you squeeze the bottom to get the blood out, if I had done that and gave myself a hernia that way, or if I squished my gallbladder and something happened. So I looked up treating a gallbladder flare and a gallbladder attack. And I started, there's a lot of things, strict diet when you have a gallbladder attack. So I did that. And Thursday, I started feeling a little bit better. Well, by Thursday afternoon, I got bad because it was the niece's last day for her outpatient stuff. We got back into town. She really hadn't eaten anything. We stopped by, and yes, I got greasy chicken strips, which that is so not the thing to do when you have a gallbladder attack. So by Friday, oh, y'all, I was in so much pain and they kept trying to get me to go to the emergency room. And I'm like, I want to wait because I don't know if it's my gut or if it's the gallbladder. I want to wait. I can't even begin to tell y'all the pain that I was in. Well, by yesterday, a heating pad, uh, ibuprofen, because I have Norco, but they say sometimes narcotics make it worse. And so that's why they treat it with morphine. Why morphine's different than everything else, I don't know. So they suggested ibuprofen. So I did all that. And finally, Saturday, I started feeling a lot better. And today, I'm still staying on that diet. I will for a few more days. Lost 5 pounds. And because it's still tender when I take a really deep breath. The pain was so bad, I couldn't even take a breath. And us fiber warriors, we can take a lot. But that's where I've been. I had that baby do any of that. The kid and the niece went to uh, Aldi's again today, and she's like, "We got some cool stuff." I said, "I can't. I cannot get in front of this camera today." And so I finally felt good enough tonight to go ahead and go live and explain where I was today or all this week. Hey, cat mama. Hey, Terry. I know. Thank you, Terry. So anyway, I appreciate y'all not talking because it's hard for me to read and talk at the same time. So I feel bad for Smash Mama because I told her, I said, "Oh my God, I almost went to the ER." And so she didn't answer right away. So I got in the tub. That's when my hair's wet. I got in the tub, and wouldn't you know it, when I sat down to go live is when she finally texted me. So now she knows something happened, and I can't tell her right yet. It would be rude. Thank you, Katie Kate. Yes, Lupe. I just know that had I gone, they probably would have insisted on surgery, but I've looked it up, and you can live with gallstones, and you can live through and get through a gallbladder attack. If it's super inflamed, they will suggest surgery. Or if you have gallstones, they want to do a thingy to make sure, ultrasound to make sure that one of the stones didn't block a vent or something, get blocked in the tube or something. So I didn't get feverish. I got a little nauseous, but I didn't vomit. I didn't get pale. I didn't get feverish. So, I mean, I suppose I should have gotten checked out just to make sure because my first thought was, oh my God, I poured some of this scar tissue. I was catastrophizing, y'all. They weren't happy with me that I refused to go, and they had a bet going that I wouldn't be able to make it through. So I know, Katie, and I really shouldn't. And the kid, I think they were worried because the niece won't get on camera unless she's dressed to the nines because of her situation. She doesn't she doesn't see herself as beautiful as we see her. She's gorgeous, and she doesn't see it. So unless she's all together, she don't like to be in the front of the camera. And you know about the kid, and so the way the camera the laptop was angled, I think they thought they would get into the shot. So I won't do that anymore. I'm gonna bring out the big folding table and just slide everything. Make them put it on one end, and I'll slide it to the other. Lesson learned. I know, Charisse. It is horrible, Charisse, and I somehow got through it. I was miserable. I'm talking heating pad, and my heating pad, and I haven't been able to find another one. Um, I think it was we bought it for the ex, and I don't. It was tucked away in the closet, so she didn't take it with her. But you're not supposed to have heat on more than 15 minutes because you can cook your insides. This one turns on and off every 15 minutes, so I was able to have it on the whole time, and that really did help. Soaking in the tub, having the heating pad on, and really watching what you eat. No dairy, no bread, no flour. Well, flour and bread. Plenty of fruit and vegetables, lean meat, uh, and nuts. Nothing fatty, no soda, and they didn't recommend coffee, but if I didn't have some kind of caffeine, uh, yeah, I would have had a headache on top of everything else. So it's basically keto, but keto pushes high fat, and I can't. Fruits and veggies reduce the bile or something, and that helps better. And then we had gone to Central Market Thursday when we picked up the niece because we were already halfway to Austin. And I was fine, but what we picked up, and it was really, really expensive. But let me tell you something, Terry, keep this in mind. They had turmeric infused honey, and there was only 4 tablespoons in this itty bitty ass jar, and it was $6.99. And I looked at it, and we were on the kids' dime, and I put it back. And so I was in the electric wheelchair, and I went down a little bit, and she's like, "Hey, mom, did you see this turmeric?" I said, "Yeah, but look at the price." She ended up buying it. That helped the rest of me because turmeric has been known to reduce inflammation. It is a natural anti-inflammatory, and of course, honey is a natural antibiotic. And I think it helped. The honey helped clear up my nose, and the turmeric really helped a little bit with the fibro pain in my joints. And I think it helped the inflammation and whatever was going on here. You, I know, right? Hey, dude. Hey, snickerdoodle. Oh, Charisse. Yeah, I was so trying to avoid that. Okay, just to let you know though, Terry, it tastes horrible. And the kid made me take took she made me take a whole tablespoon uh each day until it was gone. So it was awful, but it helped. Hey, Leslie, finally. Oh no. Oh girl. Well, at least you got through the surgery and you're in the rehab. So I'm glad to hear that. Oh, I bet you'll be glad to get home. Well, I hope you feel better soon as well. Yes, Charisse, it was. And then I kept thinking, honey and turmeric infused honey. So you could probably just take turmeric and some honey and mix it yourself for cheaper. And it was Central Market, so you're gonna pay extra for that. I don't know if Central Markets are outside of Texas. Do y'all have a Central Market? Because the only reason I say that, and I was wrong about Dairy Queen, is that HEB, which is exclusively in Texas, is who owns Central Market. Oh, Vivian, absolutely. I made sure that I have night sweats because of the fibro, but I made sure to check my temperature. I made sure, if I only lasted a little while, but nausea comes with fibro as well. But I really kept an eye on the symptoms. And I know that the kid and the niece would have rather I went, but since there is a diet to relieve a gallbladder attack, I wanted to see if that would help. So I think because it was over, when I bent over, it was on the same side as the I think I peached the crap out of the gallbladder and aggravated him. I don't know. Yes, you can, Vivian. And when they suggested turmeric, they said be careful of the capsules and something else because they said that turmeric empties the gallbladder out pretty quick, and that could cause the stones to move too fast and cause a blockage. So they said to be careful. So I hadn't even considered the capsules after reading that. And I knew I had turmeric in my cabinet, and the kid put it in my broth that I had in the morning. She made me some yesterday morning and put every freaking vegetable in the cup. And turmeric. Okay, Leslie, you relax. Okay. Oh no, Cherise. Sticker, I'm doing well. Oh yeah, Terry. She does. She tries her best. Yeah, but they had a side bet going. She's not gonna make it. But on Friday night, I felt so bad. Because I had told them I wanted to wait at least Sunday. And Friday night, I looked at the kid and I go, "Yeah, if I feel this bad tomorrow, I'm gonna go ahead and go in." Oh yeah, snickerdoodle. Sharice, have you tried to gargle with hot salt water? That usually helps me. Leslie, your rehab is going to be very painful, but just know that the more you follow the doctor's orders, the more range of motion you're going to have with that knee. Toby, how you doing, darling? Because the ex got knee replacement and she has pretty good range of motion. My mom, not so much. She followed the doctor's orders as long as the rehab lady was coming to the house, and then not after. Ooh, Charissa, you sure you don't have strep? Okay. Ruby, what you got for dinner? You usually have good stuff for dinner. What are you having for dinner? Yeah, I'm watching. Charisse, a few years ago, I went to the doctor and the of strep that was going around that did not show up on tests. Now, I don't know if they were blowing off and just gave me a prescription for antibiotics to send me on my way, but that's what they told me. So just keep an eye on it. All right. Sharice and Snickerdoodle, go sit by yourselves in the corner. Don't get the rest of us. Don't get the rest. Just kidding. Oh, okay. You got the Z pack, right? The 5 pills. Oh, you feel better, Leslie. She's probably feeling better, ain't she, Snicker? I think we talked about this last week. Yeah, it's the Z. I like the Z pack. It really helps my sinus infections. Oh, good. Sometimes coughs tend to linger for like ever. But make sure you don't move because you're bending my toe. Can't straighten this leg up. Everybody stop. Did we freeze or did everybody get bored and stop talking at the same? That's really all I have to report, y'all. It's just been a boring few days here at the house. My Cowboys won finally again. Yay! Shut up, y'all. We kicked the Rams hiney. Oh, Terry. Oh man, Sharice, that sucks. Cool, Vivian. Yeah, we went Thursday because the niece had her outpatient class. Yeah, you got a cool girlfriend then, Snooker. Where the hell have you guys been all season? Oh, okay, Jude. I appreciate you stopping by. Grandbabies. Terry, I really do not. I am a big boxing fan, but I have not watched boxing in years. It's the heavyweights. Really? Because I haven't gotten any notification, Vivian, that it's last time it was kind of it would tell me that it wasn't. I'm sorry. Anybody else having problems with the connection? Oh man. Hey, Joanne. Well, I am today. I'm so glad to see you, by the way. You finally caught me on. Uh, Joanne, I messed up on my here. Okay, now it says connection is unstable. Okay, Joanne, last fall, I had jeans on that buttoned up, and I bent over twice too far, and I did something in my gut area, and I think I had a gallbladder attack and almost went to the ER. So I've been kind of watching this stomach of mine, and I don't want to go to the ER, but I'm feeling much better today. Yeah, I really hate that, but I'm choppy. Next live, I might try in the living room and see if that gets us a better live. I'm glad you caught me too, Joanne. I'll have to do a morning one, so maybe catch other folks too. I used to do that, but the boyfriend is coming over tomorrow for dinner. It was supposed to be Tuesday, but he can't make it, so he's coming over tomorrow. So they'll be deferring the living room. I will, Joanne. If it starts back up and and I'm following the diet that I'm supposed to, then I'll go in. Very. It's too difficult, exhausting to try to be something you're not, you know? You figure, "Hey, Mia." It really is, Joanne. It really is. All right, Cherise, feel better, girl. Exactly, Snicker. Because people aren't stupid. They're gonna see right through you. They will. Oh no, Joanne, what happened? Good night, Cherise. Exactly. Y'all, Smash Mama says hi. She's at work, so she can't come on the live. Oh, thank you, David. I know somebody, and hello, by the way, somebody else said they had sent me one that shouldn't have gotten here Friday or Saturday. I just couldn't leave the house and get it, but I'm feeling better, so I should be able to go to the P.O. box and grab it. Thank you so much, David. Oh no, Joanne, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, that sounds cute, David. I can't wait to see it. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but Big Dog is snoring like crazy. Isn't that a cookie, snickerdoodle? Oh, I bet you it's not bad at all, David. No pressure. No. This dog. Oh, wow. It's okay. We read between the lines. Most of us our fog keeps us typing wrong. Terry, I do not. Now, I take chaga capsules. I used to take the chaga tea, and it is a mush. I told y'all, I think I told you about the chaga capsules, and I showed it one time on, I think it was a haul or a mukbang, uh, to help. And then I use the VitaCup coffee pods, the Genius blend, and the Genius blend helps me with the clarity in my head. I don't feel so foggy. I mean, I still mess up words sometimes, but I just feel like I'm not in this fog all the time. And so that's helping, but that's all. And I watched a video recently, but it has nothing to do with fibro. It has to do with the metformin I'm taking. And they said if you're taking metformin, you should take a B12 supplement, but I haven't gotten them yet. Oh, thank gosh for Grammarly, Terry. That's all I'm saying. I just have the I just have the free version. Snicker. You see, we all just kind of say, well, that word looks like rain, so I'm sure it because the word rain goes with the rest of her sentence, so it's rain. Gotcha, Terry. Yeah, the Vita Cups my daughter introduced me to, the Genius Blend, um, and that really helps. But they're expensive, and we usually only get them when they're on sale. I wrote the company, by the way, about the damaged packaging. So, right, Lupe? Usually it changes it. If you cuss, it'll change it. I didn't mean shut, okay? I did not mean shut. Yeah, I told the Vita people because I sent him a picture too, and I said I have a YouTube channel, and the stuff really helps with my fibro fog. And I said, and I would really love to tell them that you went above and beyond to help me out or something like that. So see what they do. And they have a section where if you want to be an influencer, I don't think I'm an influencer, and I probably don't have enough of a uh, following subscriber count. And when I got the Jackie sugar free candy, um, I was surprised that they went ahead and let me give y'all a coupon code and everything. Is it me or did I sink a little bit? Like I sunk down. If I get to here, then I really sunk down. I was like, let me just do this lying down. Terry. Next week, I'm hoping I can get a mukbang, at least one mukbang in, dang it. And I missed my little Korean stove, so I really want to cook something. Everybody tired tonight? I don't think we all have too much to say. We're gonna get off here and y'all gonna be like, God, Fluffy was so boring tonight. Oh, very true, Terry. If something were to happen anyway that I would have to go in, I would have, I'm sure all of y'all are subscribed to Just Martin. I would ask him to put a video out to let y'all know if I couldn't do it myself. Tuesday, the day of the haul, when we were at Walmart, uh, I'm riding around in the electric wheelchair, and the kid and the niece went around to pay, and so I went around the other way to wait on him. and I couldn't find them, and I was going back and forth. The lady had to have seen me because I'm sitting right there watching her at the self checkout, only scanning every other item. And so I'm watching her, and I'm real blatant about that I'm looking at her, right? This is the correctional officer in me. So I'm looking at her supposed to watch the self checkout. He's steady watching her and says nothing. And so I'm looking worse at him because I'm thinking, because people that, and I'm sure they still do it, when they do the yearly inventory, if they come out ahead, then every employee at the Walmart will get what they call a profit sharing check. They get a piece of the pie if the store makes profit. So a lot of things that affected is poor inventory control, meaning you're not keeping the books correctly, missing stuff, theft, damages not put in properly. All that could lead up to profit loss. And so when you allow that kind of stuff, it hits your profit sharing check because it's show profit. And so I'm just looking at him like, really? So I drive away, trying to find the kids and the kids, and then I come back and she's still scanning every other thing. So I stop again, thinking maybe she'll see me this time. And I'm sitting there staring at her, and then I go and stare at him. I was disgusted. I just shook my head. I said, I can't believe it. So I thought, if I were if I were a bad person, I would take shit and I would wait until he was watching that self checkout again, because he obviously doesn't care. Maybe they didn't tell him he gets a profit sharing check at inventory time. I don't know, but I couldn't believe it. I just I can't do it. Yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, wow. And I know she saw me. I mean, if I got to pay for the crap, you need to pay for it too. Yep, very wrong. And I mean, her basket was heaping, which means she shouldn't have been in the self checkout anyway. I think there's a limit. Isn't there a limit at self checkout? I don't do self checkout. I very rarely do self checkout. I remember when that particular, not no that was in this town. The one in the next town that I go to for my medication and stuff, I helped open that because when I quit the prison system the first time, I went to work for Walmart, and it was to open up the one in the other town in Copps Cove where Sarge lived. And because they were making the super center, it was a regular Walmart, and then they built a brand new one from the ground up. And when that one first opened, I'm standing in returns where you take your stuff to be returned. And it was close to Christmas, and I'm watching, and the policy is now that they have to open, especially electronics boxes, even if it doesn't look like it's ever been opened. I'm watching this lady. She wasn't even a good actress. They opened it up, and it was supposed to have been VCR. Okay, it was a big VCR, and uh, she opened it up, and inside, instead of being a VCR, it was like four heavy books and a wadded up scarf in there. And so I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at the lady, the employee, and she goes, and so the lady acts like she's all surprised. What? Now, how did that get in there? Blamed her son. My son must have done this. You just wait till I get home. and she took off out of there as fast as she could. Right, Lupe? Yeah, I don't like using them. Right, yeah, I think it's like 20 items or less. Busted big time. I don't think that she expected them to open it. Yeah, that takes nerve to do that. And I the only time that I could really hide my feelings is when I worked for the prison, because you have to have a poker face. But otherwise, man, I would be so nervous that I would confess. Don't open that because there's really not a VCR in there. I got you, Lupe. Oh, I finally got a some of y'all that have been with me a long time, you remember that review I did to that machine that put the decorations on the wall? I needed a it had a real long cord, but the kid was afraid that I would trip on it because it had to stretch over the sidewalk. So I bought a extension cord so I can run it against the wall so we can use it this year because we haven't used it because the kid's like, Mom, first time you go out, you're gonna trip on it. You're gonna say that you see it and then you're gonna trip on it. I couldn't even dispute her. Right, Terry? Welcome to whoever jumped in. You could say hi, even if it's just to say hi. I love my silent viewers too. So, who has been watching The Voice? Did I talk about her? Y'all, she worked in the male prison that I worked at. She looks familiar, but I don't remember talking to her. So I may have seen her once a week because there were 4 shifts, 2 night shifts and 2 day shifts. And you would work 4 days and be off for 4 days altogether, the whole shift. And while your shift was off for 4 days, and I worked overnight, so when my night shift would be off for the 4 days, the second night shift would take over those 4 days. And it was the same for the day shift. And so at the end of the week, you would see the new shift coming on. And that may be why she looked familiar to me, but she's from my town, Colleen, and she used to work for the prison system. So I'm excited for her. Am I still glitching, y'all? Nobody's talking. Am I glitching or do I need to let y'all go because we're all bored? No, it's still going. No, okay. So anyway, she's from my town. She did pretty good. I'm surprised that she had to sing for the final spot because my prediction was Katie, and I was right. And then Hoot, the country western singer. Oh my God, my hips started to hurt. Come on. And so he made the finals, Kate and Hoot. And then I thought it would be Rose, and then that Ricky, Blake's person, and then the duo Hello Sunday would fight for the last position. So that looks it's the elephant's trunk, but that looked funny. Right? Yeah, she looked familiar, so I had to have interacted with her at some point. Well, I'm all crooked because I weigh the bed down. So, oh, we've been on an hour. Should we go, y'all? Do y'all? Let me ask y'all this question about has any of your oh Terry, thank you, I appreciate that. Have have any of the YouTubers that you have known that you watch stopped posting videos because of the new COPPA law? Really, Snicker? So did they shut down their channel or were they just going to wait and see how it all played out? Oh, gotcha. I'm sure if they waited out, what I heard, the best explanation was uh, of the COPPA law, and it's YouTube that got in trouble and fined by the Federal Trade Commission. But what started the uproar apparently was that anytime you comment or things on YouTube. And in order to comment, you have to have a YouTube account. Now, you don't have to have a YouTube account if you're just watching videos, but in order to interact with us and do comments, you have to get an account. So what was happening is because of YouTube, Google knowing what advertisements to put on what videos, they gain information about you. And what was happening is Google was gaining information about children under the age of 13. So they got in tons of trouble for doing that. And so they let it roll downhill. So apparently we're being made to say whether the video is made for children or not. And the problem is it doesn't affect me because none of my stuff is for kids, not even my bark box. The bark box is geared to showing y'all what the bark box is in it to decide if you as an adult want to buy it for your dog. But what they're going to do is if it's made for kids, the advertisements, I think they're still going to have advertisements, but it's going to be so low that the creator is not going to make as much money as if it was a regular video. And that's where the creator is pissed off about. Like, hey, June, welcome, welcome. So, like, Martin of Just Martin, right now, one of his Chucky videos has over 1 million views. Now, his videos were made for people that are into horror and that buy collectibles. But because it's Chucky, kids watch it too. And he has till January 1st to make the decision. So once, and he's making good money off that video. So once he marks it as being made for kids, then all that revenue drops for him. So he's in a weird place with his because he does a lot of unboxings of horror paraphernalia, which children are going to want to watch. And so I guess this person that I was watching, and I promise you, I can't remember who, I'd have to go back in my history. She said that, and then I watched it, it wasn't her, it was another one. She did arts and crafts. And she's like, it's arts and crafts. Kids like arts and crafts. These are adult arts and crafts, but it's why should it be my fault that a kid's going to watch it? And my first thought was, even though none of my videos are made for children, what's more enticing for a kid? They're going to want to watch a video that's not made for kids. Ooh, this is made for kids. Let me watch, right? We were all kids. So I don't know how they're going to get around that. So I mark all mine. I even have to mark this live whether it's made for kids or not. Yeah, it's like 45,000 up to $45,000 a video. So, and I watched, and I don't think they understand what papa means. I watch The Village Life, where they're from Sri Lanka, and they cook all their meals on fire outside on fire, and they make all kinds of stuff, a lot of curry dishes. And at the very end of the video, it's a family that makes the videos. At the very end of the video, there are these two young girls, very properly dressed, and they taste the food at the end. Well, they're so freaked out about Papa that now the adults taste the food at the end. And in one of their videos, they were explaining that because of the new rules, the kids won't be doing the tasting anymore. Well, that's not what Cop It is. It had to do with subscribers and Google getting information and tracking those minors, all those kids under 13. So shame on Google for doing that. Now watch, they'll flag this for getting the information. But now they're going to make it hard for us thinking that they can keep track. It's just nearly impossible. Because if I'm 11 years old and I want to watch videos, I'm going to pretend that I'm 18. How does Google know? An 11-year-old can get a Gmail address. So I don't know what they'll do. But they're because there's so much pushback, they're already changing some of the wording. So that's my knowledge on COPPA. I just hope people like Martin can figure it out. That's who I wanted to ask. 307 Wyoming. Sheila, when I was hoping she'd pop in because I don't even know what kind of videos. I have to look her up. I didn't know she had a channel until last Saturday. See if it's affected her. That's what I'm saying, Terry. They really can't. I don't know if they have ways of knowing if it's minors that they're gaining info on. There has to be because the FTC wouldn't know that they were gaining the information. How did you know, the Federal Trade Commission know? But I think it's all the adware and spyware because with the new computer, I had to ask to have Grammarly again. And before I remembered, oh, I don't have Grammarly on this computer, I was getting random videos when I would watch other YouTubers. As soon as I got the free Grammarly, all of a sudden, almost every ad that I would watch on other videos was Grammarly. And I know it was geared towards me buying the upgrade. So maybe they have a way of knowing because they were saying that they were going to have bots. And if you marked it not for kids and they felt like it was for kids, that you would get, that's when the fine would come. Well, I guess what's pissing people off is that the wording is kind of iffy because let's say this stuffed elephant and I'm here and I just use the word stuffed elephant. So we're obviously talking about adult stuff. But if right now I've marked it not for kids, and so that wiggling is this dog dreaming and twitching in my bed. If the computer that whatever program they use hear me saying that and they go to this and they see this, is that enough for them to say, oh, no, 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 that's a stuffed animal. Kids would watch this. I mean, see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Hey, Naomi, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's that's what's upsetting people. It's not cut and dry. But a lot of their community rules always have a gray area that I feel like always gives them an out. All right, y'all ask me some questions, some burning questions that you always wanted to know, and I'll try to answer. And if I can't, then I hope y'all understand. Wow, I'm that much of an open book, y'all. Almost June. I just need to get a few stocking stuffers. David, that is a toss up between India and Korea. Uh, I would say reality show, The Voice, and right now, New Amsterdam. Hey, Lauren. My mom's doing good. My mom's doing good. Man, I need to go and see her. I haven't been in a while. Ooh. And I bought her a gift, and I got relatives that watch, and so I don't want to give away what I got her, but she's gonna be mad that I bought her something, but she can get over it and then like it later or secretly like it. My favorites, I like all types of music, Snicker, but my favorite is country. I love country music. Yes, it does, Terry. Did you hear that joke? What happens when you play a country song backwards? You get your wife back, you get your house back, you get your dog back. I know that was corny. Favorite cookie. My mother is full-blooded German, and so every year she makes German cookies, and she makes several different ones, but there's one, and it's called a Pfeffernuss, and literal translation is pepper nut. And you would think that it was gingerbread, but it's different, and they're hard as hell, almost break your teeth. It's almost like you put a round ball of dough for the cookie and it just never flattened out. But those are my favorite. Yes, they do. It's why every time I go to Aldi's, it takes all that I am not to pick up Spegalazios, and basically those are the windmill cookies. The cookie looks almost like a sugar cookie, but it's a picture, a stamp of a windmill. Oh, those are so good, right? Yeah, Terry. That's why I need to get better so I can eat what I want to come Christmas Eve. Right, Lauren? Oh, it really is. If I can remember, um, if we get to take some home, because I know that some of the my sister and my new niece, well, she's always been my niece, but the couple, my nephew and his girlfriend, they got married this year. She came over and she's pregnant. I think I told y'all that. Uh, she went over there and they did a bunch of German cookies. I didn't think she was going to do it this year, but she did. So hopefully she made them. It was fun answering some questions. Terry, is it called something else? Because I haven't eaten anything called that. Let's ask Google, because now I'm curious. What's another name for German friendship cake?
According to Wikipedia, Herman cake is a friendship cake, similar to the Amish friendship bread, for which the ingredients are passed from person to person and which continues to grow as it contains yeast and lactic acid bacteria. One starter can, in theory, last indefinitely.
So Herman sourdough. No, I never have. So what's y'all's favorite cookie? Let's let's answer David's question. What's y'all's favorite cookie? Well, that's what yeast is. It's good bacteria, just like yogurt. Oh, chocolate chip is good. M&M cookies. Oh, yeah, ginger snap is good. Me either, Snicker. Chocolate chip. Everybody. Peanut butter. Oh, yeah. With the little fork marks in them. Reminds me of school. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to be. I've been live for an hour and 22 minutes. Ooh, that sounds good, David. Mmm, Terry. I bet peanut butter cookies. Macadamia. I from Subway. I've never had them. I think I've had a macadamia cookie once or twice. Maybe it was from Subway. If it was, they were good. Want to be gonna spend Christmas at my nephew's house, and we'll do Christmas Eve at his house. That's where we do it the German way, so everything gets done on Christmas Eve. What's your favorite cookie? I wanna. We're all talking about our favorite cookie. Yes, this channel goes to illness and food. What was it last week, y'all? That everybody wanted. I can't remember. Yeah. I wanna be I've got bad connection, and I don't I'm at the end of the duplex, so, uh, the next live I do, I'm gonna try to do it in the living room to see if that helps. Yeah, we show up at 6 o'clock, and we have a mishmash of things. It's like a light supper. Uh, it's not the traditional. We usually have that on Christmas Day, like a turkey dinner, but we do ham, mashed potatoes, and gravy and corn and all that. We won't this year because we only wanted to do the one gathering, but we have Swedish meatballs, we have deviled eggs, things like that. I'm bringing a meat and cheese tray, just things like that. And then we play games. Some of the kids sing. We all hang out. We do presents. We have a snack, and then we all go home. Oh, chocolate chip. That's like the third person who likes chocolate chip. So, David J. Cheese, what? Oh, that's right, David. Cheese. It was cheese last time. I'm just like, what cheese? Oh, yeah, I did ask that question. Sure, the Vita Cup and the Chagas work. Hey, I'm tired. Don't judge me. Oh, what is that? Y'all, I bought that cheese. You can buy it at Aldi's. Hang on. It's almost like white cheese, but it's not the word white. It's a white cheese, though. I have to think about it. That was good. My mother picked up a little bit of Spanish. She brags that she knows a lot of Spanish, but she understands more than she speaks. My father did speak German, but his German got better as if he was drunk, he spoke really good German. I speak very little Spanish. I know more German than I do Spanish. I really don't speak. I'm going to say I don't speak Spanish because I can count to 15, say a bunch of cuss words, don't know what they mean, but every time my dad would hurt himself, he'd say them. I could say horse in Spanish, and that's about it. I know a few little random words. German, I've lost a lot of it, but I usually get my he's and she's and it's and they's, those kind of words. I get those mixed up a lot. We used to speak German a lot when all our kids were little because if we didn't want them to know what we were talking about, we would speak to my mother in German and each other in German. But my little sister didn't speak a lot of German. And so she put too many American words, English words in between the German words. And all the children were able to figure out what we were talking about. So we just quit speaking German. Ruin that. Eins, zwei, drei. I don't think that's correct spelling. Yes, mixed Spanish curse words. I remember it was, when we had first gotten to Germany, and, it was one of my cousins. It was a grown cousin because I think I was 11 or 12 when we went to Germany. I can't remember, it was a long time ago. Anyway, we were in Germany and didn't understand hardly anything anybody was saying because my mother never spoke to us in German here in the States. And so traffic was crazy over there. I remember that. And somebody cut him off or something. He was driving and he said, Scheiße, which is shit in German. And I looked at him and I went, oh, and he goes, oh, he said something like, I could understand. He said something, like, oh, that word, yeah. Oh, okay. I want to be. Thank you. David said he sent mine, so I should have it in there. And then remember, somebody else last week or somebody told me in the comments that I should have gotten it Friday or Saturday. I wanna, but I had some drama ever since the last haul, and so I've been out of commission, so I haven't had a chance to go to the PO box, but I will probably be going tomorrow. But I did receive a card from Mona, and I haven't opened that one yet. So I was hoping to wait to get a couple of more, like when I go to the PO box. Oh gosh. 1976, it was 75, 76, or 77, somewhere around there. Are you in the US, David? If you sent it Wednesday and you're in the US, it's probably in there already. I do not. I want to be. That's why I usually ask because it's down the road and I don't always feel up to leaving the house. And when it's not holidays, I don't get a lot of mail, which is fine. So I always ask people, let me know when you send it so I can kind of figure out it's usually 3 days. And then I can start looking for it. Because I kept telling everybody, and one person stopped watching me because she wanted to surprise me, sent it, and it got sent back. I think they hold it for like 10 days or something, and they send it back. And so she got it back and she was mad. And I mean, nobody can afford to lose money on postage, but I did tell everybody, let me know when you send me something. You don't have to tell me that it's a package. You could just say, hey, I sent you something if you want a gift to be the surprise instead of just a card. You know what I mean? And I don't mean just a card. I think you know what I mean. God, that sounded bad. That sounded selfish, and I didn't mean for it to. So, but I think you get what I mean. When you leaving me? Okay. I hope you feel better. Good night. Iowa. Okay, David. Why would I be sending a card to Houston? I want to be. We do. Well, it's not in Killeen, but it's in the next town, Harker Heights. But Killeen is like Dallas, Fort Worth. They're like this. You know what I mean? One town blends into the other. The Bath and Body Works, I think, is like 10 minutes from the house, which is not a big deal. I want to be. Why did you ask me if I was sending a card to Houston? Do you mean will I be sending the Exa card? I want to be. I was born in Oklahoma. I want to be any processed foods, any prepackaged foods because of all the chemicals cause a body inflammation. And the inflammation is what fibro people already have, which aggravates your joints and your nerves. So if you're already inflamed due to the fibro and you eat those foods, what's going to happen? You get more inflammation. So any processed foods are really not good for you. Um, that's why you try to do uncured foods. High amounts of sugar aren't good for you. Um, Lots of salt, we all know that it's not good for you. For me, it causes swelling. If I don't keep my feet up, like in the recliner, like by the time I get to Houston, my feet are a little bit swollen when I drive. Um, they also say any nightshade vegetable, and nightshade vegetables are peppers, bell peppers. I think tomatoes are in the nightshade family, even though tomatoes are a fruit. I'm almost sure. If y'all know for sure, let me know. But we're supposed to stay away from nightshades. I don't listen to that. They also say that even if you're not allergic to gluten, you can be gluten sensitive. So some fibro people choose to be gluten free. I did try it for a month and did not help at all for me. But I have seen in some of the fibro groups on Facebook that it does help them. Oh, carbs aren't in anybody's friend. Oh, yeah, I wanna be. No, I don't send Christmas cards to them. I really don't know their address. The only one that I really interact with in Houston, I mean, most of them, if I had them as a friend on Facebook, my in-laws, they are still on my Facebook. As far as Facebook goes, they chose not to take sides. I mean, I've been in that family 16 years. But the only one that I really go specifically to visit is my brother-in-law. And I usually try to send something for their garden uh, to them. They don't like it. They're not minimalists, but they have what they need, and they don't have a lot of extra stuff. Like when the father died, their father died first, and then the mother passed away. And when the mother passed away, if any of the siblings wanted anything, then they went into the house and they got it. And they did not take a lot of stuff because they already had a lot of stuff. So if I was invited, which remember I told y'all, I don't know, they usually don't have their friend Christmas party this late in the year. So I don't know if they decided not to have it or they had it and didn't invite me. I came like last year, I came with a gift. No, Terry, that's fine. We were together a total of 16 years. A year and 4 months of that, we were officially married, and we are still legally married. We've just been apart for 3 years. I want to be, because I'm diabetic, I don't do keto. It's too much to calculate. I just do low carb. And right now, I'm doing low enough carbs to keep my blood sugar numbers low, but I'm not low enough in carbs to be losing weight. Now I'm surprised that I've lost 5 pounds because my sugar numbers have been a little high, simply because fruit lowers the bile, which calms the gallbladder attack that I think I had. And so I the sugars is gonna just blow up my numbers, but my concern was getting this pain to quit. So you just have to go. Fibro people have to stay with whole foods. It, how do they say? It's even with Atkins used to say, because I follow more Atkins, is shop the outside of the grocery store. Stop and think about it. What's on the outside edges? All the crap and the good stuff is in the center, right? In the aisles. Because they have to put the fridges and stuff against the walls because of the plugs. So he always used to say, shop the outside of the grocery store and you'll never go wrong. So I do not. I want to be. They had a few people retire, and just like everyone else, at the time I couldn't attend them. And so the timing was just bad. And then after a while, they just quit asking me. So I kept telling them, keep asking. One day I'll get to go. Terry, just start pushing a lot of water. I stay bloated so much that I have water pills. I know they're out of date now. I hated because they would make my kidneys hurt. And I was peeing just every 10, 15 minutes. And that was hard for me because getting in and out of the chair is hard. If you sit down, then you're so tight when you get up. I mean, I feel like an 80-year-old woman because I'm all slumped over and I have to stand up straight. And by that time, I mean, I've almost had accidents, just would have almost have accidents. Okay, let's be real. I had a couple trying to get up and run to the bathroom on this water pill. So I quit taking it. So the kid goes, "We can't have that, mom." So we reduced as much salt as we could. We don't have it salt on the table, which I don't have a table anymore, but you know what I mean. Um, and I just keep when I'm home, I keep my feet elevated, and that seems to help. But Terry, you might go and talk to your doctor about your swelling. Yeah, I think Dr. Berg is the one that told me about if you're taking metformin to take vitamin B12. What I don't like about I can't say that. I'm about kindness, and so it's a theory, and I really don't want to badmouth the guy, but what he suggested was it was homogenized. Is that what he called it? When he suggested the B12, he said there are some people that cannot use that word themselves. So if you buy B12 that is already has that, then you're good to go. So you don't have to pay to find out if you're one of those rare people. What makes me apprehensive about him is that he always has a suggestion of a brand of vitamin to take. He has a link for a vitamin. So let's just say what I liked about Atkins is he would tell you when you cut out whole groups of food to go low carb, and you pretty much do starches, uh, fruits, he says your body is going to be lacking in vitamins. He never pushed specific brands. He always he sold his vitamins. He had vitamins that he would sell, but he would always list this percentage of zinc you should have, this percentage of calcium, so that if you didn't want to buy his, you could go and buy the cheaper brand. To me, I have a lot of respect for someone like that. So, do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to be kind about it because I'm not trying to badmouth anyone. It really is. I want to be. It really is. But there's a lot of people like, of course, I haven't seen the video where Dr. Berg says it's in your gallbladder. That guaifenesin protocol, which is the active ingredient in Mucinex, some people have said they get relief from fibro from it. And that particular doctor, he's out of California, I think. And his theory is that we have a deformed liver, that that we were born with a defect, and our liver doesn't process salicylates the way it should. And so you're supposed to go salicylate free, even not doing beauty products that have it in there. And when you process certain foods that have it, you should wear gloves. And the guaifenesin, the Mucinex that you take, is supposed to help alleviate the extra. And he says the pressure points, Terry, tell me if it's true, is you have lumps in your arms. Okay, when it's almost like celluloid, but sometimes they're like real lumps. And I know that sometimes you can see them in my arms. He says it's the buildup of the salicylates in your body, and that's why your skin and stuff is so tender, and that stuff goes away when you do the glyphosate protocol. But when you're coming off the salicylates, and when he called it something, and I can't remember what the term was, but when you're getting rid of this, it feels like a triple, quadruple flare when you're getting rid of it all. So, and then uh, listened to another guy who's out of Austin, and he said it's your mitochondrial cells are screwed up. So they really don't know. It's still in the let's figure it out stage. Symptoms are, Terry. Symptoms are. Oh, I don't know, Snicker, because if it does, I'm in trouble. No, I didn't. No, I want to be, but what he always says is that he knows of a good one, and he'll put a link for that vitamin. And I don't think they're his, but if he's an affiliate, then he gets money every time you use his link to sell them. And most of and I don't know if that's true, because on his channel it doesn't say he's an affiliate. And most YouTubers, when I'll put a link in below, they'll do a disclaimer. Understand that if you use this link of mine, I do get some of the money from the sale. Like if I would have done the affiliate through Amazon, and I found something on Amazon, like I do the reviews, if I use my link to that item, then I would get a percentage to make a little bit of money. Most people put it in there. And so as soon as this, like the third video that I've watched, that he suggests something, a vitamin or whatever, and there's a link, but I read the whole description, and he does not say he's an affiliate. So I don't know if he is. I'm just always leery of someone that suggests something, a specific brand of something. Unless, and again, I could say, well, y'all could say, well, Fluffy, you do the same thing. Well, I do. But then I don't have the credibility of a doctor. They do not. I want to be. That's why when people talk about treatment, like disability, when they say, well, you're being treated for your fibro, has the treatment. And I'm like, I'm not getting treatment. I mean, this Miss Laura and Dr. Junt, the two that I see at the rheumatologist, I go in there, they ask me how I'm doing, like when I talked about my emotions and stuff, and she suggested the Cymbalta because Cymbalta is what they use for treating fibro. It's one of the things they use for treating fibro. It can help with chronic pain, but it also can help with your emotions. Um, but that's it. There's no treatment for fibro. It's pushing pills. So a lot of what I find helps the fibro is everything holistic that I've found out. The chaga, the chaga, which is a mushroom, uh, the Vitacup, the Genius blend kind of helps with my fog. Soaking in the bathtub with Epsom salts can sometimes help my pain. It's just all of it's holistic, just whatever you can find that will help you. And sometimes it helps people and sometimes it doesn't. Hey, Rachel girl, where you been? Long time no see. I'm hanging in there, Rachel. Doing good today. Oh, I like your snowman. Who's the last person? Is that Mr. Freeze or looks like Rick from Rick and Morty? I hate that show. Look, y'all, I am thinking, look, it's this part out. I'll be laying down before long. I think my father had it. Um, I have a cousin. Uh, it is her father is the brother of my dad. She has it. I think my father had it. Uh, Looking back at some of his symptoms, I think he had it. They say it's hereditary, but then they also think that it's from past physical or emotional trauma. So how could it be hereditary if they think that it comes from that? Unless it is a defect. Does that make sense? So that's where I kind of go, well, I call BS on that. Can you just find out and get a pill? Just give me a pill that'll cure me. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? All right, y'all. I'm trying not to flash my boobies, but I need to sit up. Well, if you could have wore a decent shirt, I know I could have. Okay, back up here. Let's see how long it takes me. I have not. I want to be. Right now, we're watching Preacher. We're about 2 episodes in. Weird, weird show. Yes, Terry. I find that it's good. Because rheumatologists, they study joints, they study arthritis, things like that, internal things like that. So, because our joints and stuff are affected, I mean, I guess your primary could, but they always leave it up to the rheumatologists. I'll watch the little trailer. I want to be. But tomorrow is the finale of The Voice, Monday and Tuesday. Rachel, what are your plans for Christmas? Are you still in here? She might have left. There's only 9 folks left. Look, we bored everybody to death. Yeah, talking about fibro, but we need to talk about it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I want to be. Well, they say that fibromyalgia is not fatal. It does, you do get worse, it does progress, but it's not fatal. So, and most of the time, most everybody that has fibro has one of the arthritises. Staying home, we'll be home on Christmas Day, but we're going to the uncle's. I mean, uncle. He's my uncle. No, he's my nephew. My nephew's on Christmas Eve, and he's here in town. I mean, he lives on the outskirts, but yeah, it's like having the flu every second of every day. I want to be. Uh-oh, what's going on with your dog, Rachel? I miss Adam because I miss his interaction with Blake. But yeah, Kelly's been a delight. She can sing, Terry. Yes. Oh, poor Gizmo. I'm sorry to hear that, Rachel. It's really tough when a pet dies. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's such a shame. So your other 2 dogs, is something wrong with one of them? Oh, good. God, I haven't been on Instagram in a while. Posted a picture, but not really. I want to be my love of movies is weird. Like I love horror movies. I like suspense movies, like whodunits. Um, but a lot of the new ones, I don't know. Like I love The Bone Collector. Uh, awesome, awesome movie. I like Kiss the Girls, and then the part two would be Long Came a Spider. Love those movies. I'm not sure I want to be. They went to Aldi's today, but I wasn't feeling well because of that scare, and so I did not feel up to doing a haul, so I didn't do it. So I don't know when we'll be back to Aldi's. Oh, still haven't had that snowman cheese, y'all. I can't have dairy on this diet. Oh no, I want to be no, no, no. I mean, legally, I am still married to the ex. When we first split up, she said, of course, she was so ugly then that I had to end up blocking her from being able to call or text. But I've got a lawyer and I've already seen them and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Okay. And I'm thinking, okay, fine. You make the money now. So, and then I just got to make one more payment and we'll be divorced and I'll be glad. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then she got her transfer and she moved down south with her son. And that was the last I heard of it. So we are still legally married. So the kid is looking into like law clinics to see if how cheap we can get me divorced. And I'm hoping she's not going to fight anything. I don't think she'll have any objections. So if it goes uncontested, then I think it'll go fast and cheap. But no, I'm done. I have no desired date right now. I nothing. No, that's a bitter pill. I'll watch Say Yes to the Dress. I haven't watched it in a while, but I'll say yes to the dress. Watch yes to the dress, and of course, when they go into the fitting room, they sit down and the consultant will say, "Tell me about your fiance," and they'll just gush and gush. I'll start yelling at the TV, "Lies! Give it a year, lies!" But no, and I don't have any New Year's resolution. Actually, my New Year's resolution is to get more serious about my channel. Try really hard to get back in the swing of filming regularly. Exactly, Terry. Run! Because I want to do, I mean, I had it low carb pizzas in the air fryer. I wanted to do. Then the cooking mukbang, where I was going to just do a easy scramble to try to, get my energy up and just, because y'all have been wanting me to cook something. So That's what I wanna do. I want to get back in the swing of doing regular mukbangs and just videos in general. I wanna be we had a Fire Stick. My niece, no, I probably shouldn't say that because she unlocked it or whatever. She jailbroke it, I guess, what they call it. But I got some use out of it, but and we have the Roku and we had, I forgot what cable company we had first. What cable? And it was so slow. Y'all remember, it took me hours to upload, and so the kid finally bit the bullet and says, "Mom, let's just do Spectrum." So we got a good deal, so that's why I have Spectrum now, so but we still use the Roku, like, with the Roku, we were able to upload Disney Plus on the TV. So we've been enjoying The Mandalorian, and, yeah, I just love The Mandalorian. Baby Yoda is so cute, and I'm not into Star Wars at all. I think I watched the first movie, and that was the first movie ever, and that was it. I'm just not a fan of Star Trek? Yes. Captain Kirk and Jean-Luc Picard? Yes. After that, no. Welcome to whoever just jumped in. It's show 11 now. Welcome, welcome. So, Rachel, you said that you had to stay home because of one of your dogs. Are they not well? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I want to be. Um, the ex and I tried. Of course, we couldn't afford IVF, but first person we asked was her brother, the brother-in-law I see all the time. Because if the brother had said yes, then the baby would have been genetically hers and mine. You see what I'm saying? It would have had her genes. But he didn't want to. So we thought, okay, so we found a friend, and let's just say 2 tries, a video, a Dixie cup, and a turkey baster. That's all I'm saying. But now, because of how things went down when we split up, it's kind of a good thing that I don't have that tie with her. So, what's that Garth Brooks song? Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. So, but yes, I did. I did. I would have loved at least one more. Oh, Rachel, I'm so sorry. Are they older dogs? Like all our dogs are older dogs. Oh wow. Yeah, I love my Instapot. I did that food prep video and I showed y'all a couple of things in the Instapot. Oh wow. That's an older dog for sure. Oh. Yeah, my daughter's dog who died about 10, 15 years ago, was it? Yeah, about 12 years ago was about 15. still hard, you know? Poor little man last week lost another tooth and he would be bleeding. And so we've taken him off the dry food altogether. We're just making sure he stays full on the soft. I believe that. I want to be. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell y'all. I knew there was something at the beginning. The last haul I did, and this just goes to show that y'all don't watch till the end. My analytics showed it, but y'all, some of y'all swore you watched all the way through. At the very end of the haul, I showed a picture of little man in a Santa hat. And the kid came up with this idea, as y'all had said you wanted me to start doing little giveaways again. And so the kid's like, Mom, do a giveaway. She says, put Pasito's picture in the video at the end, and the first person to mention him can get a spoon set, the wood, like the wooden spoons that I use in my mukbangs. And I said, "Oh, cool, okay." And the person that I knew, I figured would mention it, did mention it. And I don't know if she just doesn't want me to get her address, which is fine. Just let me know. But usually she'll comment, then I'll comment, and then she'll comment on the comment. So she commented, and I had told her that she won a little secret giveaway, and just to give me an address so I could send her spoon set, and she never answered me back. So I don't know. So wicked woman, if you're watching, you won. Please give me an address. It doesn't have to be your address. Give me your neighbor's address. The convenience store down the road. Give me an address where you can get those spoon sets. And I'm going to do little things like that, and you're never going to know what I'm going to do. So watch and pay attention. And I'm not going to say it's always going to be at the end, because some people can be tricky and then just fast forward to the end. And watch the comments, because I may pin a comment asking a specific question about the video. And the first one to kind of answer that underneath the pinned comment will win something. Just to add some interest. All right, y'all. We've been on for 2 hours and 14 minutes, and it is 11:30 at night here. Well, 11:27, and my eyelids are getting heavy, and I have to text Smash Mama back to let her know what happened. And so I'm going to leave it here. I'm sorry it was glitchy tonight. Like I said before, I will try on the next live to be in the living room, and hopefully it will. Maybe we'll see if that's better. The signal's better. Yes, turkey baster is cheaper. I want to be. If you're talking about adopting children, I'm too old for that now. This was back when we had just first gotten together and we were both young enough, and fibro really wasn't a big deal for me. I mean, I didn't even get diagnosed with it. I mean, I was sore and stuff, but I just figured it was just work. So I would have been able to handle it then. Now I could not. So, and all our 3 dogs are rescues. So thank you. I appreciate y'all stopping in. Rachel, I'm so sorry. One more time, I'm so sorry about your little gizmo. I really hope you are getting some peace about it now. I was gonna wish y'all a Merry Christmas, and I will anyway, but I will definitely see you a couple of times before then. So, yeah, I think that's kinda cute that way. Have a great day at work, Mia. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so y'all have a good night, and I will talk to y'all real soon, okay? I love y'all. Good night.